Please note that this is a fictional story created for entertainment and education. Any similarities to real people or events are purely coincidental. Justice on trial. The courtroom was so silent you could hear the faint buzz of the fluorescent lights. Reporters filled every seat, cameras flashing as if history was being made, and maybe it was. At the defense table sat Marcus Hill, a young black mechanic with chains on his wrists but fire in his eyes. He was accused of murdering Edward Kane, a respected white businessman. The prosecution had built their case around John Baker, a neighbor who claimed he saw Marcus running from the alley behind Edward's office the night he was killed. No fingerprints, no weapon, no DNA, just an eyewitness account in the dark. Attorney Sarah Brooks, Marcus's lawyer, stood and faced the jury. "Your Honor, the defense calls John Baker." John, looking uncomfortable, walked to the witness stand. Sarah stepped closer, her heels clicking against the wooden floor. "Mr. Baker," she said, voice calm but firm, "you told this court you saw my client running from the alley. How far away were you?" John cleared his throat. 50 yards or so. "And what time was this?" "Around 10 p.m. Sarah nodded. "So it was dark outside?" "Yes, but there was a street light." "Was the street light working properly?" Sarah pressed. I don't know." Sarah tilted her head. "And you wear glasses, correct?" "Yes." "Were you wearing them at that time?" John hesitated. "No, I had taken them off before bed." Sarah stepped back, letting the jury take that in. "So, without your glasses, from 50 yards away, in the dark, you saw someone for just a few seconds and decided it was Marcus Hill?" John shifted uncomfortably. "Yes, I believe it was him." Sarah's tone grew sharper. "Ladies and gentlemen, belief is not enough to send a man to prison for life. The state has given you no hard evidence. No DNA, no fingerprints, nothing but a guess. And a guess can cost an innocent man his freedom." The courtroom fell quiet. Even the prosecutor looked uneasy. After hours of deliberation, the jury returned. Marcus's chest felt tight as the foreman read aloud. "We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty." The room exploded with noise. Marcus's mother sobbed with relief. Edward's widow cried out in anger. Protesters outside began chanting before Marcus even stepped out of the courtroom. As reporters surrounded him, Marcus held back tears. "I just want to go home," he said. "I didn't kill Edward Kane." But later that night, as Marcus sat quietly at his sister's kitchen table, he heard the news, a breaking story that froze the whole town. Police had arrested someone else. It wasn't a stranger. It wasn't a gang member. It wasn't Marcus. It was Edward's business partner, Richard Hale, a white man who had secretly been stealing money from their company for years. When Edward confronted him, Richard snapped. Investigators had just discovered security camera footage from a nearby store showing Richard leaving the alley minutes after the murder. Marcus dropped his head into his hands, tears of relief streaming down his face. He had been innocent all along, but it had taken the system weeks of fighting and a courtroom battle to prove it. As the news spread, the town of Greenfield was forced to face a painful truth. Marcus had almost been punished for a crime he didn't commit simply because of the color of his skin. Marcus walked outside into the night air, free at last, but with a heavy heart. Justice was served, he whispered to himself. But justice came late. Like, share, and subscribe to Mind Shift Story for more inspiring and educative stories every week.